Hey there everyone, welcome to Sequentially Yours, initially mine. I'm Karu and I'm here to guide you through your buying decisions of number one issues for the week. As you can see, things have changed a little bit here at Sequentially Central and they are going to continue to change as more things arrive in the mail. But suffice to say, yeah, we are upgrading a little bit all over the place, so hopefully you'll be getting a better show. That being said, alright, so this week's number ones. There weren't a lot of them this week, actually. I was actually somewhat surprised by how few things my comic shop was actually carrying. Now, keep in mind, I was there about a half an hour after opening, which means that a couple of things were actually missing. My comic shop is very, very quick to run out of some stuff, but apparently, according to the people there, I got most of it. I don't think they couldn't think of any number ones I was missing. So, other than the Mad Max Fury Road that I missed last time, but I'm not going to talk about because that was actually last month and they're on number 2 this month. We had 2 number ones this week. The first one, IDW's Ghostbusters Get Real number 1. This is actually pretty interesting. IDW has been doing a lot of crossovers with the Ghostbusters franchise lately. And I find it kind of ironic because right now this one is, by the way, a crossover where the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon that came out after the first movie, traveled to the dimension of the comic book Ghostbusters due to wacky stuff. It's Ghostbusters. But I'm rewatching, actually, the real Ghostbusters. I'm in the middle of season 2 right now, so it's actually been quite pleasant to read this because I can actually hear Lorenzo Music, Frank Welker, Arsenio Hall, and Maurice LaMarche's voice in place of the real Ghostbusters in my head. It's been a nice read. Suffice to say, though, it's a pretty good comic. It's a good setup for a miniseries. It gives us, who the characters are. It gives us a little bit of the backstory from the comics that is being brought into this, which, I liked. The characters are kind of spot on. As a huge Ghostbusters fan, I liked seeing that. And ultimately, it was a pretty decent comic. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to number 2. So, yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. It's worth it. Alright. But this week's winner has to be, actually, Welcome Back from Boom Studios. Alright, so Welcome Back is written by Christopher Sabella, illustrated by Jonathan Brandon Sawyer, and colors by Carlos Zamudio. Now, this is going to be one of the more interesting comic plots I have seen in a while. Unfortunately, as much as I love comic books, a lot of the plots, especially the plots coming from these, more independent type places, like Boom Studios, like Image, like IDW, tend to either be licensed or very similar to one another. There are only so many specifically space plots you can do. There are only so many plots about unwilling superhero deconstructions that you can do. It's just... So, this is a fairly original plot for comic books. That being said, it is, not a completely new idea, but still, it has a lot of cool elements to it. The basic premise is that there are immortal beings that are born over and over again. They just keep getting reincarnated. 2 of these particular beings have been following each other over the course of centuries. They will search for one another, one will kill the other, and then they will kill themselves so they can be reborn at the same time as the other one. And just continue this cycle, this battle, over and over again. The main character here is... what was her name again? I can't actually remember her name right now. Mostly because her character design is actually really interesting, and that's what I keep associating with her rather than her name, Mally. Mally is her name, but I just keep associating that character design, which you can see over here, with her. So, as a result, yeah, it's all of this is actually, the production design is good. The character movements are very, very natural and very, very interesting. I like the way that everything is sort of drawn. I like the fact that the female characters are all very different. That, not just the female characters, but all of the characters have different body types, especially the ones in the background. There's a wide variety of people in this world, and it makes that world feel real. It also does a good job of establishing the rules that we're working with without having to do it through exposition. We get it through dialogue, through interactions. We get to see these characters react to things. And that's actually quite interesting. This is apparently a 1 of 4, by the way. I just want to point that out. It's a mini-series. I don't know if they're going to be expanding it or what. But yeah, it's an interesting world that they live in, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they expand it further. Again, as a world-building geek, I like to see them, in a first book, establish what everything means without having to tell us right away. We definitely have a plot hook at the end in order to keep us going to the next one. Not going to say what it is, but I'll admit it did surprise me a little bit. The book did a good job of setting it up without letting me know they were setting it up. So, I'm not sure exactly what else to say about it other than that Welcome Back was a pleasant surprise. With so many comics coming out that are so samey, it's nice to see something that really sort of breaks the mold and gives us something a little bit out of the way, a different twist on things, sort of Highlander with reincarnation, but there's so much more to it than that. So, suffice it to say, yeah, I'm going to recommend for this week, Welcome Back. I don't know what your opinion's going to be, but that one was initially mine. Take care.